Wanted to just share a personal testimony about Apprisen and my coach Sarah Gardner. Shout out to Sarah. How you doing, Sarah? That helped myself and my family tremendously. I guess it's been about 3 years to dig ourselves out of a financial hole that we created. So I've been participating in the debt management program as well as Sarah's financial coaching sessions. One of the main reasons that I came to Apprisen or searched them out was just overwhelming debt. We had so many different loans, accounts open that it was becoming impossible to manage to stay on top of all the payments. I can't even remember, sadly, the total. I'd have to go back and look at the total number of loans, credit cards, etc., that we had out. If this gives you any hope, we've paid off at least $125,000 of unsecured debt in about 3 years. It's a great feeling when you start to see that debt start to pay down and you're climbing out of that financial hole that you've dug for yourself. So if you're feeling like there's no hope, one of the very first things that I felt after talking to Sarah was there's hope. We now have a plan, and you have a time frame of when this will end and when you get your financial life back. And you actually start to get your financial life back as the process unfolds and you start paying off one debt after another debt after another debt. So it's tough at first, but you got to hang in there and stick it out. It's a long-term process for a long-term gain, and you just have to stick in there and hang with it. It really did ease my financial stress because sitting down every 2 weeks and trying to figure out how I was going to pay all these bills when I had more debt going out than I had incoming was really a nightmare, which is why I kept taking out loan after loan to pay for other loans, and it just feeds on itself. But once I was able to sit down, lay all the cards on the table with Sarah, immediately I felt relieved just because I had a partner and then we had a plan. When you think about joining something like a financial management company like an Apprisen, you're concerned about your credit history, what it might do to your credit score. Well, Sarah's point, which was a great one, was, well, you pretty much destroyed your credit score on your own with having all these loans and on this amount of debt out. So just go ahead and let's work together, and then it's going to slowly come back. And that's been absolutely right. So I'm back in the excellent category already, just 3 years later here from where I was at, which was poor. Of course, the biggest benefits from this is getting out of debt. That's the A. B would be, like I've already mentioned, the partnership with Sarah, your coach, somebody to ask questions to, run things by. If you've got decisions or things that come up while you're in the debt management program, if you have to change something, you want to alter something, there again, it's just having a partner, which has been a big benefit during this kind of struggle and climb out of debt. So, you're going to get your debt paid off without really doing crazy things. There's debt management companies where you settle your debt, but then you can have to pay taxes on that later, and it really becomes a mess. Versus just looking at square in the eye, finding out ways where you can maybe get some interest rates lower with certain companies that are willing to do that with a prize and in their partnerships, and then just start paying it off. And it's really helped me learn better habits. I have to really change my perspective on being very, very careful with managing my money instead of letting my money manage me. So we have to take charge of that, or it gets out of control in a hurry. So they really have empowered me to do that through the coaching. Sat down with the family and told them, my kids about the plan and what was going on, and just that we had honestly, we had made some mistakes of spending too much money and getting ourselves in a financial hole, and here's what we were going to do to fix it. And we were just laid it on the table, and that's what we did. So it's really had a nice impact on my teenage children, who are very financially, fiscally responsible. We had nice discussions about credit cards, how that works. taking advice from somebody that bombed, that, did it all wrong, you could say, well, why would I take advice from you? Well, because I can tell you what not to do. And so that to me has been another really big benefit. I'm really happy and pleased with my adult children, 21, 21, and 19 now, who have really done a good job of taking control of their financial futures already at a young age. So that's really all I have to say. All positive things about my experience at Apprisen, and I guess I would just say, give them a call. Call Apprisen today. Help them get you on a plan and get things working. The sooner you start, the sooner you're done, and the sooner you'll have some peace of mind.